You're listening to Bloomberg Businessweek with Massar and Tim Stenovec on Bloomberg Radio.
As you all know, we love talking food and wine here at Bloomberg Businessweek. It's always highlighted in the Bloomberg Pursuit section of the magazine. With that in mind, the Food Network New York City Wine and Food Festival about to get underway. Have you ever gone?
I'm going to ask our next guest about it because I have not, shamefully.
You're missing.
I am.
It's October 12th through the 15th. Brings together a who's who in the food and wine space. Chefs Daniel Boulou, we have had him on our air. Many more from the industries. To tell us about it is Lee Schrager, founder and executive director of the New York City Wine and Food Festival, joining us on Zoom in New York City. Lee, how are you?
Good to see you, ladies. How's everything?
Doing well. I feel like on a daily basis, I could use a good meal and a great glass of wine. Having said that, you guys are in your 16th year. Tell us about it. Remind us about how it all came to be and how it's evolved and your relationship with the Food Network and bringing this all to life.
Well, 16 years and you have not been once. That is horrible.
I've been to
It's me. Don't look at me.
I've been to I've been to South Beach for that version.
Okay. Well, that's how it all started. It started actually in South Beach about 24 years ago. We're going to our 23rd year in February in South Beach, and I started that really just after attending the Aspen Wine and Food Festival about 25 years ago. I remember flying home, and that's before the days of cell phones and Instagram. And I remember kind of making notes saying, wow, this is an amazing event and it would be great in South Beach. And that's how it all started. So I waited about 5 or 6 years after I really felt comfortable in New York City after I felt comfortable in South Beach before I went ahead and launched the New York City Wine and Food Festival. So, as you mentioned, it's celebrating 16 years. We are eating, drinking, and feeding New York City. The proceeds from the festival benefit God's Love. We deliver an amazing not-for-profit that delivers food and nutritionally balanced food and medically tailored meals for people who can't prepare their own food in New York City. And it's kicking off next Thursday and through the 16th. We have about 100 events, everything from about 45 small intimate dinners with chefs like Daniel Boulou and Jean-Georges Vongerichten and Alain Ducasse and Michael White and Tyler Florence and all those, John Fraser. We have great late night signature events at the Intrepid Pier. We're kicking off on Thursday night with a big Italian feast hosted by Alex Garnaschelli from the Food Network. Friday night is our big burger bash hosted by Rachel Ray. Saturday night is a big taco event hosted by the cast of The Kitchen from the network, along with Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston will be there co-hosting that event and sampling their mezcal. And on Sunday, we are celebrating 50 years of hip hop with a great hip hop event. About 25 of the New York area's greatest Black chefs, emceed by Tamron Hall and Angela Yee, with special performances by Rev Run and DJ Cassidy and Ice-T. So brand new event for us. We couldn't be more excited to be celebrating hip hop.
I will say yes, and yes. It's funny that you say the big burger bash because I remember being there. We did a broadcast from the South Beach Wine and Food Festival. I think it was back in 2014. And I remember doing a piece on the burger competition and talking to Rachel about it. And Chrissy Teigen was a judge. And it was this wonderful, atmosphere of food and wine and partying and just music. And it was really interesting. I'm curious, though, why South Beach first, and then why you kind of waited a little bit before coming into New York.
Well, two good answers for that. A, I live in South Florida.
All right.
So I started there. D, because nothing is easy in New York, and I really wanted
Say
to
that
make
again.
sure I really wanted to make sure we kind of worked everything out before we went into a city that really was not forgiving in the sense, they expect the best and I wanted to deliver the best. So when I felt comfortable that we were as good as we were going to get or as good as we could get to start moving forward and I felt comfortable, that's how it happened.
So Lee, asking for a friend here, obviously, but if you've never been to the Food and Wine Festival, what would you tell somebody, a newcomer, what to expect, how to prepare, how much to budget for something like this, and what kind of events should you really be zooming in on? It seems like there's just so much to choose from in so little time.
I would really, if you're a first timer, a lot of people who come for the first time want to try so many things. And although we would like to sell a lot of tickets to you, I'd rather you do less and appreciate it, because it gets exhausting. If you're doing a brunch next Friday with Martha Stewart and Daniel Ballou at Tiffany, and then you're going to go to the grand tasting in the daytime, then you're going to go to the Burger Bash at nighttime, that's a lot. And I think it's too much. So I always say to somebody, pick a daytime event, one nighttime event, or a daytime event and one late night event, or a dinner event and a late night event, and really enjoy it. Wear comfortable shoes, drink responsibly, and don't overdo it. And there's a lot of food, there's a lot of drink. New York City is not easy to get around with traffic, so I kind of pick where, even myself, I pick where I'm going and keep to an area every night. So I try to maximize the events I can go to.
Hey, Lee, just got about 45 seconds. How do you figure out where you want to focus from year to year? Are there certain trends out there? Because there's certain mainstays, it sounds like, and then there's certain new things that you introduce.
Well, we always want to bring back the classics, things like the taco event and the burger bash, and like the hip hop is new. It's the anniversary of hip hop, so I really felt that we should capitalize that and really promote diversity, which is so important to us. So we'll always want to keep it fresh, not only for my team and myself, but for the consumers. So I think by keeping it fresh, we continue to be motivated and excited, and our consumers who are buying our tickets remain the same.
All right, we're going to come back with Lee Schrager. He's founder and executive director of the New York City Wine and Food Festival. And our thanks to him. Be sure to check out the festival October 12th through the 15th, 2023, of course, this year. And he was joining us on Zoom in New York City. You can also check out more online about all of the days in the programming.